Hi guys, so now as you know we've been learning about equation inequality and we're going to be learning more about multi-step equations, how to solve them and how to check them now. So I'm going to give you a preview of what we're doing in class. We're going to check equations, we're going to do both, solving and checking, okay? So what I'm supposed to be doing here first, according to what I have there, anyone? What I'm going to multiply? So which property I'm using there when I'm multiplying? Which is the property that I'm actually using when I'm multiplying that? The distributive property. So I'm going to multiply this times this, which is going to give me equals to, and this times this, which is going to give me equals to 16, equals to negative 25 and negative 4y. Okay, once I have that, I'm going to do my like terms, and my like terms here are going to be which numbers? Where should I start first? Go ahead. 16 and? 25. Okay, so on which one should I do my inverse operation? 16. On my 16, okay, so I'm going to write my negative 16 and negative 16, okay? So this goes away. I have here 56y equals to what?
Oh no.
Negative 41. I can stay with a negative 41. That's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to have a negative 41 minus 4y. What should I do now? What is my next step? From there. Anyone?
Inverse of negative 4y.
Inverse of negative 4y, which is what is my inverse?
Positive 4y.
Positive 4y. Go ahead.
60y equals negative 41.
60y equals to negative 41. From there, what do I do? I'm going to divide. Okay, what should I divide? What?
41.
On this equation, the solution for the equation is a whole number. But now on this one, the solution is a decimal. What happens there? So guys, just keep in mind that at the end, when solving an equation, you guys need to decide when you have an improper fraction, where you want that improper fraction to be changed as a decimal or as a mixed number, okay? Just keep in mind that if you're going to change that improper fraction as a decimal, you have two types of decimals, where one will be the repeating decimal and the other one is going to be the terminating decimal. If you have a repeating decimal, I don't recommend you to change that improper fraction into a decimal. The best thing for you to go with is to change it as a mixed number. That way, when you're able to solve and check your equation, you will have at the end in both sides of the equation an exact answer that is going to be equals to each. So now going back to this part here, a lot of you, what you guys decided to do was to actually divide this and get a decimal. Sometimes decimals will work, but sometimes they don't work fine. So what I would recommend you to do is the following. I would recommend you to actually change this into a mixed number to have it as an answer. It's easier at the end to have a better answer. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to change this to a mixed number, and this is going to be my actually mixed number. Okay? If I want to simplify that, I could actually simplify it too. But at the end, I will have to go back into what I have. Now look what I'm going to do. I'm going to check now because we're solving and we're checking. I'm going to check. And if I'm going to check, I'm going to have my negative 20 equals 9k plus 5k. So while checking, I'm going to add this up. That will give me 14k equals to negative 20. In order for this equation to be true, we must have on both sides of the equation the same equivalent number, right? So what I'm going to do is this, look. I'm going to use, actually, instead of using my final answer, which is written as a mixed number, I'm going to go back into what it was my improper fraction, and look what happens. Look how simple this will be, okay? So now I have here, this is a 14. Keep in mind that this is a negative, because that's a negative there. All I have to do is just this, look. That's it. Get rid of my 14s, and then at the end, I'm going to have a negative 20 equals to a negative 20, which means that my answer from my equation, from this side of my equation, is correct, because at the end, both of my numbers on either side of the equation, right? Negative 20, negative 20. Okay, so do we understand this? Wait, there's different ways of working with this type of inequality, but the easiest way is to just look at your denominator this size and multiply both sides by your denominator, which is going to be 12. And in reality, I'm going to do the same thing here by 12. Okay? So once I do that, this is what is going to happen. I'm going to eliminate both of the 12 here, and I'm just going to stay with what is 2x plus 6. And on this side, I'm going to multiply my 12 times 4, which is going to give me 48. From there, we already know what to do. It's the same steps as when we follow to solve an equation, in this case an inequality, but we're going to follow the same step for solving the equation. What should I do from here? Go ahead. Okay, my like terms, which is 6 and 48, so I'm going to do my like terms. So what should I do with my like terms? Inverse operation. On which one should I do my inverse operation? On my 6. Okay, I'm going to do my inverse operation on my 6, on 6. Okay, so now I'm going to stay here with 42, right? And I have my 2x. What should I do now? Go ahead.
Both sides by 2.
I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So what should I get then? X will be?
Less than or equal to 21.
Okay, so he's saying x would be less or equal to 21. Is he reading that inequality correctly?
Greater than or equal to.
Okay, and you know why? Just keep in mind that when we have the inequality of the equation, this is just me. I will prefer my x to be always on my left side. So I'm going to write this. Look, this is my x. And my inequality, as you can see, is facing my x. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Since it's facing my x, that's what I'm going to do. You see what I'm doing here? Because this could be very tricky. My inequality is pointing at my x, so I'm going to actually point it at my x here. So now let's read this. How do we read this now? X is what? Is this greater? Very good. X is less. Remember that? My left hand. Left hand. If I use my left hand, less is less. Okay? So now I have x will be less or equal to 21. What will be some of my solutions for this inequality? Give me some solutions for the inequality. Solutions? Go ahead. Okay, 21 could be a solution. Another solution? 20. Any other solution? Negative. Someone said negative. Negative what? Okay, negative 5 could also be a solution. Now, so this is the end of the video, guys, and if you're gonna see something funny at the end of the video, how Miss Venancio actually goes over the limits to give you some more teaching at home, look at this here. Find your way into finding the solution of you have the